While the 13th edition of the Indian Premier League is underway in UAE, giving every cricket fan some kind of solace in these testing times, we decide to take a deep dive into history to trace back its origin. Fittingly, BCCI's shining beacon was born amid some very gloomy days in the country's long cricketing history. Through the 1990s and 2000s, BCCI was the sleeping giant, even though by then it was the richest cricket board in the world. While international cricket in India was a bestseller, domestic cricket was largely unappealing. There were many reasons for this. International stars weren't participating in domestic tournaments for the fear of burnout. There was no proper television coverage, and the quality of venues where these games were played also left a lot to be desired. However, it was one of Indian cricket's most glorious victories in 2007, which smoothened the path for T20 cricket in India. India were now world champions in a format that had no domestic competition at any level in the country. The moment was there to be seized, and Subhash Chandra, the owner of India's largest television network at that time, Zee Entertainment Enterprise, created India's first domestic T20 competition, the Indian Cricket League. Though this move fueled a lot of controversy, the then BCCI Vice President Lalit Modi alleged that he had already registered a company called the Indian Cricket League Limited with the Registrar of Companies on September 19, 1995, with an aim to promote Modi Entertainment Network, which used to distribute the newly launched sports channel ESPN in the country. Modi even threatened to take Zee to court for stealing his company's name, but he never did. Zee soon started signing several domestic and international players for large sums of money to play in the Indian Cricket League. BCCI instantly declared the league and the players, umpires and other officials who signed up for it as rebels and banned them. BCCI's international clout ensured other cricketing boards did the same. Well-known Indian players like Ambati Rayudu, Stuart Binney, Rohan Gavaskar, alongside international stars like Inzamam ul Haq, Azhar Mahmood, Abdul Razak, Chris Keynes, Russell Arnold, Marwan Atapattu, Lou Vincent, all of them were banned by their respective boards, meaning they cannot represent their countries in any ICC recognized matches. Former Indian cricketers Kapil Dev and Kiran More, who were influential people in BCCI, were also labelled as rebels after joining ICL core committee. Despite quality games and international stars, ICL could not capture the imagination of Indian fans and eventually faded away. But for Lalit Modi, this attempt from Subhash Chandra presented him the opportunity to dust out his proposed intercity tournament, which was in the pipeline for a long time in this new T20 format. He was in the forefront of all hectic activities that took place in the BCCI to counter the ICL. And within 6 months, he, through the patronage of President Sharad Pawar, managed to convince not just almost all the national cricket boards, but also the president of ICC, Ray Mali, to be present at the IPL launch on September 13, 2007 in New Delhi. Lalit Modi tapped powerful industrialists, Bollywood celebrities, political bigwigs, and other key personals, including the international management group, to translate an idea into reality, to seduce and capitalize on an entirely new generation. Following the same format of the English Premier League and the National Basketball League, the IPL adopted a franchise-based system imitating the American sports structure. These franchises were put on auction, where the highest bidder won the rights to own the team, representing each city. And thus fanatic regional rivalries in Indian cricket was created. The auction for the same took on January 24, 2008, and the total base price for the auction was $400 million. The auction went on to fetch $723 million. The maiden edition of the Indian Premier League had 8 IPL teams comprising a minimum of 16 players each. They also adapted the American system of hiring players and transfers. Except the 7 stalwarts of the Indian cricket, who represented their home cities as icon players, almost every superstar in the world cricket was put on the auction table, alongside a host of Indian domestic talents. Exactly 200 days after Dhoni lifted the first ever T20 World Cup in Johannesburg, the first ball of the Indian Premier League was bowled in a packed Chinnaswamy Stadium in the heart of the Garden City. It was an opening night to remember, marked by an elaborate opening ceremony backed by performances of Bollywood stars, followed by one of the greatest T20 innings of all time, Brendan McCullum's 158 of 73 deliveries. The glamour, the clout, the fast pace of T20, and the presence of best cricketers in the planet solidified IPL as the greatest spectacle in the world. It became a carnival of cricket, and 13 years down the line, it remains the same. Check our other whiteboard style cricket videos backed by deep research. Kindly subscribe to our channel and help us grow. Thank you.